Close that off. It goes 1-1. G2 pull it back, so never mind the pistol. Shocks. Lovely Deagle to start it, but Smith basically said, there's no other opera that does what I do. I'm more about being in position to play off my teammates, and I would rather my teammates do well than I get kills. And whenever I drop 40 kills, it's because they aren't, or I'm left alive late. He's not an impact operator.
Towards his long pit to actually just keep prodding them and making sure they can't actually control the A ramp. Body was going to be that player. I thought they were going to go in towards short. They're actually going all the way through T-spawn and get in towards the tunnels there. They obviously don't really know what's on the other side. MSL had a chance there to get in towards the tunnels and get in a scary little position there, but he has boosted. This is actually pretty cool for one frag. He probably will get one. As they only have a couple of flashes getting towards this B site. Time ticking away. You thought they probably had to strike a bit sooner than this. It's getting to the point where the CTs probably will be aware this might be a possibility soon. This is Body once again. Is trying to sell something towards short, take that vision away from middle, while his teammates are getting ready to walk into B. Okay, Rubino.
Ready indeed. Rubino starting it off. Here's the bait in. MSL, he's got one. He lets them go by. Smith falls. And Rubino shows up on the doorstep. Dignitas respond. We go 1 for 1 for 1. Back and forth again. It's going to be no money left over on this terrorist side. Aside for Shocks and Body, and they actually go all in on this with an two AWPs.
Yeah, for me, that didn't really make sense for G2. If you're going to go after T-spawn, you need to be quick. You need to stop the CTs actually working on what's going on. Had they've got him short and had left Body towards long, who watched, like I said, watching the A ramp, you take the short with this flashbang, you actually put yourself in a fantastic position to actually pin to the side, make things very difficult for the CTs. But now, double up, like you said, interesting, and we have got a CT towards the top middle. That's actually going to be Magisboy. UMP in hand. No one to find just yet, but Smith, he's towards long by himself. Magisboy should shut him down. There it is, and actually starts opening the floodgates now as he picks up the AWP and falls back. So he's denied that AWP. Sure, it's an equal situation. We normally say it's in favor of the T's, but now they've lost that all. That's a huge blow to them, even though they got that first pick.
Yeah, that's actually significant. Scream as well with the armor on Tech 9 if they can pick up a second kill.
And your case can be on the off now as well.
That's, yeah. So we'll see if that haunts them here. I mean, the SMGs is interesting because Body without armor and Shocks on the AWP doesn't have any either, but they still have Scream with the Tech 9 on head armor and full chest armor, and Rubino gets caught looking the wrong way. No peek from MSL. A little bit curious that he doesn't go sooner. That costs him because Shocks is there. He starts to panic, overcommits to the peak, and the AWP finds it. Cajun tries to time into the smoke, but the smoke's thrown early. No one crossing just yet. And it will be a potential for G2 to make it 1-1-1-1 as Body waiting, doesn't spot Magist crossing over as he looks at the exact wrong time. It will pull it back to a 2 versus 2, but both teams with the same weaponry. It's going to be an AWP and a UMP on either side. Shocks is the only one disadvantaged in this without the armor, but that only applies if it's against the UMP. Because from range, he's got the advantage, and the UMP can't find the shot towards the back of the site, and Cajun B's going to bail already.
You've taken an AWP away, and you've only got pistols to work with at that stage as well, but somehow getting towards B, the timing is working in G2's favor. As soon as they go towards B, it was a player rotating, I think it was MSL's teammate Rubino, who is at the door, just as he's caught jumping with the gun in his hand, gets taken down. MSL can only find one of the UMP, and that's when the AWP of Shocks can really come into its own. So then, Cajun B saves an AWP. Still going to be forcing into this. No one is giving in yet, just yet. It's relentless. They still have a pretty decent buy, but this boy's got an M4, 2 Famouses as well. Back and forth round so far. Rubino takes a tag through the door as well. He goes on the 51 HP. Looks like a B-sided attack. Flashes go in. Just a B-rush. Why not? Get in. See what happens with the MAC-10s.
Oh, good kill from Body to start it off. It's going to be Shocks immediately in with the MAC-10, though. Finally, maybe some stabilization here in terms of the rounds. 17 HP as Shocks will put the bomb down. Cajun, AWP in hand. Might want to look to save that, as they are going to be in a position this time where not much can be done. He's already smoked off Catwalk. That indicates he's trying to keep himself alive. Spots the footsteps. Don't shoot just yet. Footsteps. I know you can't spot footsteps. I get it. Footprints. Steps.
Legs.
Feet. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Either way.
Well, either way, I think that's actually quite a decent call from G2. If you think about it, it's a bit of a risk.
That's a problem. Now they know where he is.
It's a bit of a risk considering the CTs might have weaponry, but you know they won't have incendiaries. That's pretty much the only thing that can guarantee to stop a B rush. They don't have those. You're going with the MAC-10, so a decent flash is thrown. You actually have a chance to get in there, which works out perfectly.
I don't think this AWP... Oh, that gives it. Shocks, I thought, would push into Goose. Cage has got a chance to try and run. He does just get there. If Shocks had looked Goose immediately, they could have pinched him.
Well then, the first team to 2 rounds in a row, it will be G2. But the AWP has been saved once again, so do they force into this one? It looks like they're trying to actually build some economy now, as they are going to save the M4 and the AWP. Not forcing around it. Not actually going to be buying anything at all, really. And Smith's through the door. It's actually straight up through the gap as well. Actually is a possibility. It's not so much skill. It does take really good reactions and timing, but it's more down to a lot of luck as well. It's not consistent around that shot. But MSL now, P2000 in hand, sits in the smoke. They know he's there, though. They know you're there as they take him down.
Do they know he's there?
Apparently so.
Well, Magisk Boy and Cajun B, the last two alive again. This AWP needs to be carried over once more for Cajun B, and they're going to go once again trying to find him and hunt him down, but good positioning right now to just watch anyone coming through the bottom of middle. That flash thrown from a teammate in mid for Smiths was perfect.
Pretty good. Oh, they know exactly where Magisk Boy is. Definitely worth the hunt at this point. They know the money is starting to dwindle for the CTs, and there it is. There's definitely a buy available, but they can't get an AWP. That's where they're so strong these days. They get KGB towards that car area, that's when they're shutting down their execute, and we know how strong the execute from G2 is. We discussed it to no end on the desk there as to why it's so good. Oh, they've got 3 orbs here, though, on the T side of Dust 2. It's not overtime. This is regulation. So, okay, they did have 3 orbs. Where's the other one gone? Did they drop it?
It's got to be there somewhere.
Unless I
completely misread that. It might have been... No, I think it must have been. You must have misseen it.
Okay. Am I going crazy? I swear.
I thought I normally trust you, Henry, but now I'm not sure that I
retract
can.
it. Maybe my go-to was like delayed or something. I saw 3 for sure. Oh well.
I am slowly going crazy. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch. Slowly, am I going? No, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I forget. See, it's an old campfire song.
Maybe I'm more tired than I thought.
It's a long week, but we still have a long road ahead of us in this game as well. Double op setup, as you mentioned, not triple. Just to clarify. For Smiths and Shocks, and it's going to be Scream to take down Rubino. Cajun now has to watch the cross, but a smoke will prevent him from doing so. He's gotten close enough. He's at least hearing the footsteps going by. And it was only 2 ops. Confirmed by production. As Cajun beat. He's going to get re-smoked, re-flashed, re-everything. And as they're already backing away to save once more on the Dignitas side, it's Body that finds Config. Now keep in mind, this map is the epitome of the poor CT sides for G2. So... that said, we have to keep an eye on, making sure they at least win the half, but pulling out some numbers that are favorable. And Dignitas, we need to see them get the money built up so they can get that AWP on Cajun B consistently, knowing that he likes to play toward the car. He was the one they built that meta around. Magisk Boy, he's going to have a nice stat in terms of little deaths in this game if he continues to save, but ultimately that's not going to win them rounds.
Yeah, he keeps finding these kills at the end of the rounds and boosting his frag total, but ultimately they haven't had that much impact to the game. He's just trying to stay alive once again. This time he's towards the pit, flashed off. Looks like they're hunting once more. GT, those flash will buy them some space, get out the doors, and Scream finishes things off. And it should be another week here. That's $2,900 coming into the bank accounts of Dignitas, so you can get some upgraded pistols here. That's probably about it. And Shoxy, can we stay on him for a while? He's got the best spawn you can possibly get with the AWP as well. We're almost certainly going for the pick at the start of the round.
See if he does it. Already staring toward long like a racehorse in the gate.
Ready to go out of the trap. Here he's got 3 players coming towards him as well. Let's see
he's there. He's there. Flash is ready though. Look at them. Backs turned. Okay, they jump it. Cajun B. Now is there going to be a flash from Magisk Boy? He's the one with the flash as well, so they were both waiting for that. It never came through. He saved it and timed it, but it's not good enough to catch Body as it just gets him around the corner and he catches Config. The first flash was from his teammate. The second was from Magisk, who comes out late and Giant dies to Shock. So long was the battle. That was the full exchange. 6-2 is our scoreline. Despite that early back and forth affair, it's now double up set up on the CT side. Cajun B, the one we have to keep an eye on. Remember, he likes to play that car position.
He definitely does. So double orb setup coming in for sure. And it's going to be Shocked with that spawn once again. So I'm sure he'll have more fun with this as he goes in towards long. 3 players. Now once again, he'll dodge the flash as well. Will they be facing? It doesn't look like they will. We've got to wait for the smoke. This is the safe bet. Don't want to give Shocks a chance, but still he fires off a shot. And actually going to be screaming everything things up on the other side of the map. That was towards B. Rubino, I guess he went quite aggressive with the orb there. I have to go check where he died, but it looked like it was quite a close range confrontation as it was the secondary orb. Whereabouts was he? He was on the back platform, so Scream just full-on faced him and rips his head off. Very impressive stuff.
Well, Cajun B, nearly spots the cross, doesn't find the shot in time. MSL's gone and pick up that second AWP from where Rubino went down. You can see it on your screen. You've got a lovely view of it, but Smiths has a lovely view of Cajun B.
I like that angle he's got as well. Standing on the barrel, it's not where someone's going to be pre-aiming as well. He's just hoping someone's going to face him. It's one of the hardest angles in the game for a CD to face. So many angles to spot, it's almost recommended you never go for it. You want to be flashing over or smoking the doors before you face it, but obviously they're a man down. Want to try and get something back into the round, have to take a chance there. As Cajun B dropping, so they do have the orbs recovered still, the CTs. But just, boy, they always flash over though, G2, they've already taken it. And you see he's fully flashed at this point. They're waiting for the reaction.
Oh, lovely.
Body's ready. He seems in the zone right now.
He's very good on Dust too as well. I mean, that makes it even better that him and Smith seem to be specialists on this map, because it strengthens what is already a very formidable core 3 with RPK, Shocks and Scream on the accuracy front. And it's going to be another save for Dignitas. How many times have we said this already this half? 4 rounds they've had to run away with AWPs or rifles to try and hold them over. MSL's the one to do it this time. Body's on 8.
He's going to be on the PT-15. He needs to keep his money a little bit more, well, a lot stronger, I guess, if he wants to get the AWP going forward. And G2 almost certainly going to 8-2 here. So this is the Dust 2 we've come to expect. Shock's reading the situation quite nicely. He just gets a Mac 10. Then he can play reconnaissance going in first and throw it into those bomb sites to farm some cash. But Rubino does find the first frag with the Desert Eagle. Takes on RPK in the B-bombs. Oh,
so far, so good. Shocks, though, tagged up significantly. Needs to fall back on this because RPK down already. A 2-man advantage will be a problem against these pistols. Rubino's going to play the same spot we saw MSL do earlier on, and to great success as well. On that second round, this time they check it. Body, he's going to find the kill. It's MSL immediately behind him, and Body, he punishes both. It's Config in the doorway, but as we saw it, there's a player. That's actually quite good. A player out behind him. The smoke comes down. Shocks won't be able to get to him in time, and he's on 20 HP, Shocks. So Config has pulled this back. He's pushed the tunnels. They're not ready for him. Shocks, he goes in thinking there's no way. And Smith's never had view of it. He's got the AK picked up. Bomb still dropped in the halls. And Smith's has to clutch this back. That is a lovely round from Config. Regardless of how this ends, that is a lovely sequence of opportunity for him to take a hold of, and it's going to be Smith trying to Molotov flash in. That does push him back as he was behind the pillar, but Config's going to close it with 4.
Lovely stuff, though. Those 5-7 kills especially. Very, very impressive stuff from him there. Nails those first 2 shots and has a good read as well. He knows Shocks is low HP. His teammates have already told him that as well. Here's the replay and screen now. This shot, that was great. The body up head armor, seemed like his head just exploded there in the second shot. And then Shocks, they know exactly where he is. They know the timings of this as well. So Config's got the information. He's low B, takes advantage of it, takes him down. And this Molotov placement as well just denies Shocks, Smith, getting the kill in return. So, what looked like a nightmare situation. I even speculated it was guaranteed to be A2. Somehow, Config pulls it back. This time, Rubino, though, by himself towards lower B. Does get taken down, but Config continuing the good form. Does find a kill in return, but Smiths, once again, Cajun B seems to be getting shut down all over the place.
Certainly does, and that's a problem because he's more of a mid-round player with that AWP, so him down early, Magist can't contest long. He's got to sit from the car with a rifle. He's managed to win that exchange, but look how thinned out the defense are as a result of this. By setting up a 2-man, no one middle, 2-man on A, no one middle, MSL's had to push out, catch RPK, and now he's going to have to rotate back over toward mid. But it's still 2 versus 2, and Config's established at least that he has catwalk, which means they've got to be going and funneling toward the B site. MSL's going to reposition inside a closet as well, and Smith, he'll check it, he'll peek it, get the headshot. And we might be looking at an 8th round for G2, if Config can't play hero once more. Bomb planted default. He'll be exposed to tunnels, but covered off by Smith, who's not looking at all. In fact, the most vulnerable position his teammate could have been spotted from. He doesn't check it, he watches the smoke, but it's still going to be Body to spray him back down, and G2, they'll get that lovely 8. The hateful 8.
The hateful 8 indeed. Config, Eco Round as I struggle to get my words out there. It's going to be 8-3 in G2, and surely we can't see a similar sort of performance on Config here with the 5-7, although he has bought it. Got some armor as well, but he's got no nades or kits. Very unlikely to win the round. I'm not going to say it's impossible again, because you saw what happens when you say silly things like that as RPK goes towards long. Gets that first shot and screen. Back to the one tap, it seems, towards short. Going to be backstabbed by MSL there with the P2000. So they have managed to recover an AK-47, but the problem is the bomb is going down. Molotovs are running in towards short as well. They're going to have to retreat from this position. And Smith is waiting for them.
Smiths is waiting, but not finding. Does eventually land a KGB, but now he's got to switch over to the Tech 9 instead. Body's there, he'll help. Body's such a good help. 9-3 G2. This is the rounds that we were talking about. So we know they're good on the T side. CT side struggling a little bit. 9 rounds, very workable for them. This is roughly where I would have expected them to land. But now, on top of that, with the money still dire on the Dignitas side, If they can pick up one here, they'll be back down to pistols, and they've got a chance to go for a lot more.
Long spawn once again. Chad was saying off air, like, if his team ever got the long spawn, he's taking it every single time. He thinks it's worth it.
Look how far he is.
Yeah.
Exactly. Follow and replicate that first shot onto the second double flash. He'll try and take pit potentially, or is he just going to wait once more? Flash comes back. They've got to swap over to keep Shocks in contention for this. And Smith's AWP down. He's got KGB round over.
You know, well, I'm just hitting shots right now. Do you want me to go along and see what I can do?
How
flash
far
over.
out was he too?
Yeah, I'm going to flash over and I'm just going to face them. It's not really, that's sometimes Dust 2 is like that. It's not like I can tell you exactly why or explain things. It's just a good spawn. You're feeling like you're going to hit the shot, and you know the CT money is going to be low as well. So it's a good chance you can actually win that situation. Dust 2 is quite beautiful in that sense that it gives you the freedom and confidence to just completely bully a team when you have these good spawns. It's quite cool to watch. And one of the things I do like about Dust 2 is a different kind of Counter-Strike sometimes. Deathmatch style, you know, when you really get in the zone.
Pick from Scream, Shocks. He'll get Magisk Boy back, so G2, I said it, if they could get the last round and force them back onto pistols, they've got a chance to get a lot more in 11 rounds. We've seen them on 11 for, what, 4 or 5 times since the start of Pro League, including Star Ladder, obviously, is the LAN. Like, this is a common scoreline for them on the T side. It's very, very threatening when teams go against G2 on this map, I have to say.
Double orb setup to finish things off here for Dignitas, who will be occasion once again with Rubino. Can't say the double orb's been tremendously successful. They've only won a single gun round so far. If you remember, they won the pistol, lost the second round force buy, but then force bought back themselves. And then, I guess they haven't really won a gun round yet. The only round they won, Matt, was with that 5-7 work of config. So they're yet to win a gun round, which is kind of nuts if you think about it like that.
Yep, that's actually almost depressing when you think about it like that. Yeah. MSL gets found in the smoke. G2 on their way to getting 12-3. Good shot from Cajun B as they push through. Flashes don't really do much to deter his fate. But and then it could be 14-3.
The good news is G2 normally suck at D2 online. So
you're right. You're not wrong.
We'll see what happens.
You're sometimes wrong, but you're not wrong this time.
He said it. I'm never wrong. Come on. Be fair.
What are you? I won't say it. Shocks, this is typical, isn't it? This is exactly what we would expect. He pushes up inside the B tunnels. Body, or rather, excuse me, Magisk Boy. I don't know why I said body, but Magisk Boy gets the kill back. They know he does it.
Here we go.
So he finds it, and Dignitas, Cajun B, he's going to pick up 2. Body's going to fade away on top of the site. It is 2-man down. Body's watching down toward long. Can't find the first pickup. Does go down to Magisk Boy as they pinch her back into the site. Magisk Boy rotating, obviously, from the tunnels where he got the first kill, and now we've got a game.
We do. You know G2 will be forced into this second round. They always seem to like to do that. There's an argument I'm sure we could discuss in the analyst desk when you have this sort of lead in the CT side of Dust 2. Maybe you just want to go in with a full eco and have everything available to you, all the grenades, defuse kits, the AWP, and finish it off nice and quickly. Now they are kind of opening the door of opportunity. If they do not win this round, Dignitas will have a lot of money. They could potentially win that first gun round just due to the lack of G2 buy coming in. And there will be 3 AKs, 2 UMPs, and a headshot from Scream, though. Does give them a chance to do something with this round.
Well, we had an unorthodox start to the first half. Why not do that again, right? Let's see if we can get back to back to back to back to back to back to back again.
Well, that certainly helps. And Scream boosted up towards short, gets that first shot. I don't think Cajun B saw it coming. As now, give the information to his teammates. You can see them a little bit scared to face it once again. Flash comes in, pretty standard stuff, and Scream has been spotted, but still not dead now somehow, as his teammate does fall next to him. It's going to be Scream looking for that second shot. Can't get it. It's going to be the danger over. Surely, there it is. The round has been secured. Dignitas fighting together, using the flashbangs, being efficient, and now it's just up to Smiths and Shocks, as Shocks he pushes towards upper B. Smiths waiting towards A. But you can see Dignitas actually pretty aware the Shocks like to do this and take him down to 59 HP.
And there's the start for config onto the site. All down to Shocks. Bomb will be planted for good measure, just to be sure nothing awkward can come of this. Trying to hunt down Shocks, and they don't really need to hunt him, let's be honest. I doubt they'll go too aggressive on this Deagle.
Yeah, nothing to lose. Well, nothing to gain, I guess.
Exactly.
That's what I should say. Nothing to gain for Dignitas at this point. Shoxy is the one who can get farm some money, the Deagle, and potentially pick up an AK as well. They've got nothing to really gather from him apart from $300. And they won't be hunting it. Just holding tight angles and hoping he walks into that crosshair. Shoxy's aware as well. He's got body armor, so he doesn't really want to die. They don't really want to hunt him, so there probably won't be any further action in this round. Or config. We'll just blow his head off.
Pretty straightforward. How's Shocks' ping doing? I imagine it's stabilized considerably.
it's 57. So not great, not horrible.
Yeah, it's not great, is it?
It's still down to routing of online games, right? Like, it's not necessarily where your location is, it's your ISP that you can see.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, so the routing, depending on where you go, so yeah, I could tell you lots of stories about that. I ping better to New York than I do to Montreal due to the way that it transfers.
Yeah, so you could live in the same village as Smiths, for example. If you're different internet service providers, you could have different routing to the main server. So
yeah, exactly. Depends on who you're with. I don't know all the routes in North America, or in Europe. North America, I know some of them, but Config will take down Smiths, follow that up, finds Body as well. Scream, the last one remaining in 1 versus 5. Pretty straightforward, not much to report, as you would often say, Henry, and now we get things a little bit more to the pace that we might expect, and if G2 can get this first gun and put this to bed at 12-6, though.
This is why there's an argument for the points I made at the start. Them just going full eco on that second round means they'd be much more equipped going into this one. You can see now, they don't have an AWP, they have 1 kit, no incendiaries. It wouldn't be a perfect buy, but it'd be much stronger than this, and they'd have much more to work with on this first gun round. This is why it's always, for me, when you have a 12-3 sort of lead, is there any sort of requirement to force it to win? RPK throws himself to the wolves there. No flashes, no back from the teammates, just running around the corner. This is kind of very games Source style in that respect, but Shoxy trying to do what he can as he finds a kill towards Config.
Rubino's going to try and follow this back up, though. Chase Shocks away, who's caught in the middle in the open. He goes down, and Scream comes around the corner, go for the refrag. Guess what? That's the exact time Rubino walks around the corner at Catwalk, and they're down a man in a 2 versus 1. It's just Body remaining. They've got to throw that bomb across. He'll see it, knows that it didn't get far enough, so sets his aim to where the player should appear and nearly does the damage to Rubino. In the end, he only tags him down to 78, though, which means with no kit, he's going to have to go for an audacious play, a bold one at long, and Cajun B with an AWP, sat inside the pit, isn't looking at this just yet. Everyone who knows this game, who's played this game, that's a short thrown.
I like the idea of it, just badly executed.
I was going to say everyone knows that angle. We've all played it in deathmatch, but I was stopped in my tracks by a lovely flashbang. Yeah,
I think if you just thrown in the pit and just rushed him, then you'd have a chance of getting the kill, right? Probably wouldn't have won the round, but it would have been much more successful than that, potentially. But still, there it is, Dignitas. Like I said, G2 just didn't really have much to work with. They're getting shut down across the board. They had to go aggressive. You need to find those kills. RPK runs around and flashbang, just pushes off short. And for anyone who didn't know Source, is exactly what Very Games used to do. It used to be very successful at that, so I was kind of referencing that in that sort of round. But here we go then. Dignitas, pretty simple round. Just going to be a few upgraded pistols for G2, and Scream looking good at 1 shot, probably will get it, as he always does. This time he's denied. And it will be Body, the last player remaining, and he's actually in T-spawn. He pushed the B tunnels. Could find a kill. Who's that? It's going to be Occasion B, but he can hear him coming. Dead. Right?
Oh, you jinxed it, Henry. But either way, it will be 12-8 now, so how quickly the rounds can grow when you are Team Dignitas on a T side, seemingly. I don't think we're anywhere near done. We know G2 struggles on the CT. We saw it last map, and we're seeing signs of it again here.
Yeah, well, G2, the CT side, I think I'm kind of bored of discussing it now. Every single event and every online game.
But it is the talking point.
But it seemed to be prevalent throughout every single game we watch them online, especially. But here we go then. Round number 6. Long take from Dignitas. Now they're starting to get in the zone. They're starting to get a bit of momentum in their favour as the flashes go over towards the A side. The CTs have to fall back. This is perfect now from Dignitas. You get the long control. You leave someone in the pit. G2 did a bad job of this by going through T-spawn. The idea is you leave someone like Cajun B patrolling the A ramp and the site as well. Go back towards short. At that stage, you've pinted the CTs onto the side. You Molotov them, force them out of position. You almost gifted the A side by yourself. This has to be the reaction from G2. You see, they have to go to B tunnels, and you can see now there's actually reaction coming in. This is actually a good response. But if Dignitas work quickly, they've got a decent chance of overwhelming them. But Scream does find the first kill. I believe he was actually in lower B when he found that.
This is interesting, though, from Shocks. Plays elevator. He can play the right angle because Smith's is covered off left as they've already crossed, but he can't find the shots. They're on the ramp, and Shocks needs to time this perfectly to push through the smoke. He's got a lineup, and he's got... Oh, no, he does not. Take it back. Hold the phone. Config finds a stray bullet headshot out of that spray, and Shocks, although he does a massive amount of damage, can't close him off. It should give Scream a chance. The Flash, a better chance as MSL stands not for long on the site. He'll come back in, get the defuse, and it will be 13 rounds now for G2.
So like I said, Dignitas, a perfect opportunity there. It was a really nice textbook round for them. Unfortunately, didn't have presence anywhere else. They didn't go quickly enough to fall back and go towards short. They committed towards long. Problem is, at that point, Dignitas should I say G2, actually reacted very quickly. Like I said, they're actually in a difficult position, need to get some map control. They know they've had calls at big numbers towards long A, so they're quite safe to push the B tunnels at that point, so screening it towards lower B. Very important kill towards lower. He knows the rest of the team are on towards long, and he manages to convert that into 3 frags overall. This time Smith's very good at that mid-door pick. Seems to get that shot most times as he does find the first kill. MSL finds one in return, but Body shuts him down. 4-on-3 in favor of G2, and will just be 3 AKs remaining. The AWP has been dropped. Flashbang, which is the HE grenade. Going around towards Car. Shoxy almost certain to pick up a kill as he faces again. Just narrowly misses out on the shot there. I thought that was going to connect for sure.
Try as he might, though, they're still going to try and peek. Goes for that first shoulder bait that allows him around the corner, and the Molotov coming in is going to flush him out. Now there's a problem. RPK, he does hit a nice shot onto Config, thankfully, so it goes 1 for 1, but he was caught behind the barrels. Body can't afford to re-peek this, so instead he'll smoke them off. In doing so, though, in all of this, take a quick peek at that mini-map. Thank you very much, Rushley. You knew exactly where I was going with that. It's going to be Smiths waiting top of middle with an AWP as soon as they walk out long.
So the CTs are in a great position right now. Body just readdressing himself towards short, so he's watching for the crossover, and he actually hasn't got any grenades. It's Smiths with the utility. If it was the other way around, this would be perfect, but it's going to be Body trying to battle them off with nothing here. So the smokes are deployed for Dignitas. It just got to wait up and see whether one kind of stabs him in the back at this point. What have they got to cross? Nothing. So with 2 AKs, they need to make their way to the A side. Time ticking away as well. Need to bet out a shot here from Body. If he had the AWP, that could be possible, but he's got the M4. He'll be looking to get at least 1 down before they get to the site here. He'll be committed to that kill. And Rubino goes up towards the car. They're going to try and fake at the same time here, but what a shot there.
So Rubino to plant. Safe plant at this point in time. Smartly doing so because Smith's at long spotted. Oh, but it's the shot. Rubino, he was the one that saw him, and he nailed him through the box. He's now going to try and push onto this Molotov, but he's dropped down into the elevator position. And Smith's, he's waiting for that Molotov to push him. Does he think he's gone quad? Does he think he's gone cat? Does he find him or not? Because as he gets in the open, Smith's gets on the wall, and Magisk Boy holds true. It's going to go 13-9.
What an exciting round that was. Rubino with a hell of a shot as he got towards the car area, and Smith's wall bangs on the bomb side as well as is planted. I thought once he dropped that incendiary in towards the second box position, he'd have the read, he'd drop down to lower, but like he said, there were other options. He could have got to Gandalf and had a chance, but this was the shot. Boom.
So it was actually, I take it, so he was the planter.
Yes.
I thought he was the one that spotted in the background. It was the front guy that he got.
Yeah.
Regardless, by the way, bodies crossed every time tonight. Oh, take it back. They pushed mid and get damage off him one way or another, but it is going to go around to Dignitas. So Shox, nice shot, takes Config with the Deagle, holding inside of middle, and Shox too with the Deagle. He's got Rubino down, but they're still down a man. AK picked up. He's now going to swap that over and go toward the B site where they've already entered, crossed over, bomb getting ready to plant, and doing so in the default position. Shox has thrown that smoke quite deep.
Yeah.
I thought he might try and push through that and catch off Magisk.
Yeah, he bounces off that door to give him an actual presence towards the car area. He'll be smoked out in return though, so still uses to an advantage. Pushes through, has a chance to make this work. RPK with the headshot from the window room, but it's going to be Cajun B to find 2 with the Tech 9 to finish things off. Got a bit interesting there with the Shox 1 dig, but ultimately Dignitas now finding round number 10. It's 7-1 here. CT halves proving a problem once again for G2. Had it all did it all fall out of control from that second round force buy? I would speculate yes. I just feel like that's maybe the problem for G2 in those rounds. They're limited in terms of what they have. I think they need to start addressing that situation. It seems like this seems to be a common storyline every single time we've seen them swap over towards the CT side. Well then.
Magisk Boy is going to be the one out long this time, but look at that double setup.
They've got now.
Yep, there's one in pit.
So, UMP, well, a couple of kits, M4s, no ops. Take a lot of work here.
That's a problem for Shox. Flashed off. We got 3 rounds between us. Remember, it was 12-3 at the half. Shox does find the headshot on MSL when Cajun B pulls it back. Flash out, no chance to re-peek Scream. It does slow them down, though. That was the primary objective of that flash because he knew he was far enough away. He couldn't get caught inside of CT. Magisk has got RPK, though, and Body. All right, nice shot with the UMP, but
yeah. Everyone loved motivational speed.
And as you said, we're sick of saying it. We're sick of talking about it.